Hello, this is Corey, the Assassin Keyblade Wielder, and we have returned to do the fan commentary of Soyuzultfilm Villains versus non-Disney Villains War, Round 5. And let's continue. Also, yeah, Disney versus non-Disney Villains Part 2, Round 14, Part 3 is blocked, so that's why I had to switch this to over here. So, let's get this going. So we start off with the prologue. We see Chang Zun, the sorcerer, is greeted by both Mock Swagger and Eris. And also, they probably should also recruit Shao Kahn. But he does promise that his master, Shao Kahn, via use of matter. You know what's interesting? Eris is from the actual mythology. The real mythology. The one you studied in schools or colleges or in universities or in museums. Greek mythology. Which is Eris was based off of. Well, actually, that version of Eris is from Sinbad, but she is originally from Greek mythology. So Chang Zun, Shao Kahn, and anything Mortal Kombat is a fictional mythology. It's just a video game mythology kind of thing, made up of a video game. Which I know that's a movie, Mortal Kombat, but it's based on a video game, for crying out loud. And it is interesting seeing both from the real mythology and the one from the fake mythology. Yeah, she may be the goddess of chaos, but here's an interesting fact. She can also, any chaos like family feuds and, well, she's not just a chaos goddess that can cause like earthquakes or, you know, bad storms or just anything else. She can also cause people to have arguments, even the pettiest ones. I'm not joking, that's actually how it is in Greek mythology. Plus, there's one thing missing from the DreamWorks Sinbad, is that Eris does not have a golden apple. I'm just saying. Then we see the wolf meets up with the elephant. Man, Soyuzmultfilm is not good at creating original names for animal villains, aren't they? So yeah, meets up with the elephant and, wait. Oh yeah, he guarantees that his strength will be enough to take out Drake. A muscular penguin versus the muscular elephant. Now that, I would like to see that. Then we see Cobra Commander and Storm Shadow realizing that their forces... I don't want to get them mixed up. Their forces may not be enough to defeat the main Burgos, but they do know a certain dangerous one that can help them out. Which is, of course, the Shredder. One thing, I know he only used the 2012 version, which is like the CGI one. So it turns out he just doesn't have an interest in Ultron Shredder that much, which I kinda assumed he didn't like TMNT 2003 was because of the toxic fans. I'll leave the link down below so you guys might understand what I made a video of list of fan bases or franchises that have toxic communities, and he points out that 2003 TMNT fan base is toxic, which that's kind of my misunderstatement from using that version. So yeah, you guys can, if you guys read it on the comment from what he said, you could probably see how I got that confused. Just like in Disney versus non-Disney villains, Shredder and Cobra are still allies. It's just interesting to see that. Oh yeah, and Rothbard is in that group. In case I didn't... Yeah, he is in there. And I do hope we get to see other 2012 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle villains. Like, there's Dog Pound and there's Fish Legs. Wonder if we're ever going to see these guys. And then we see that the detective, whatever you call him, ingenious detective staying in Germany in St. Petersburg. Well, which is it? Germany or St. Petersburg? Germany ain't a part of Russia. Well, staying in Germany in St. Petersburg to help the Russian mafia. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, against the Shredder. Okay, I just didn't want to get that mixed up. I thought I read the wrong description. Sorry. I'm such a dummy. And those two I spotted. That dude just ran over a bunch of numbers piled up. And caused him to... Yahoo! She find that weird too. Whoever that crazy driver is. Then we see Nagito brings up the little puppy, and Duncan meet up with his old friend, which is Mojo, Jojo, and oh, good lord! Actually, the first time I saw it, that design of Mojo Jojo, like, oh, good lord! I can tell that's the footage from the really bad, awful reboot of the Powerpuff Girls. I have not seen it, but I know for a fact that everyone says it was just terrible. Well, technically it is the same Mojo Jojo we know from the Villains Wars, like Disney versus non-Disney villains, non-Disney villains tournament, and Heroes versus Villains, so... Hey, at least there's something good about this reboot. We get more footages of this character. Nothing to complain about it. I even though I say, oh, good lord! It's just dramaticking. So yeah, he tells them what happened, with Duncan and blah, 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 and he's like, okay, I'll help. Okay, this one I think is adorable. That little puppy just wants to get a handshake from the monkey. Oh, come on, get the puppy a handshake, Mojo. And it looks like he's going to turn that little puppy into something. He's going to turn that puppy into... My guess is that he was going to turn him into a werewolf. I don't know. I thought he was going to turn him into some scary dog monster, like either the one from, like, Danny Phantom. There was this ghost wolf that had, like, chained that was escaped from the Ghost Zone prison. I thought it might be that, or maybe a different, monster dog, or maybe a werewolf or something. But instead, it just turns it into a different kind of, also adorable little puppy. How will that help exactly? That's just my question. Oh yeah, I guess this is the Team Duncan, I think. Okay, now... come on, quit buffing. What's wrong with it? I don't know what's wrong with this thing. Hold on a second. Okay, now we're good. So, too many I got 3 windows open, so I'm on this one still. So now for the first fight is Togarian Snake versus Bluto. So Togarian Snake and his Mongolian army arrive at the castle, believing it might be where there's gold. Then we see Bluto dressed up as Sinbad. That is one of the most famous Popeye cartoons, where we got Bluto dressed up as Sinbad, claims to be Sinbad, unless you say it's a different character. Gets to fight against Popeye the Sailor, which is kind of interesting. Two of the muscular men fighting each other. Okay, that's a punch. So I'm watching this, and the way his eyes turn red, it's kind of scary. Well, that's a bit cartoony punch. Well, even though Bluto is from a cartoon from Popeye, what else can you expect? It's just kind of funny. You got the... come on. Seriously, the puffin? Come on. I don't know what's... Come on. Get all stuff out of the way. I have to do this just to make the videos not to be slow. Doing this. Okay, now this is better. Okay, this is getting better now. Got that fixed. Jesus! I thought Bluto was gonna survive! Hopefully we'll see him again. Maybe his soul is straight to the underworld. I guess people forgot the Duke of Vault is a non-Disney Hades, being the ruler of the dead. Duh, if you saw, like, the vampire series. And then next fight, Ramesses versus the Mouse Queen. So we see that the Mouse Queen has arrived at Egypt. So we see got the Mouse Queen with 3 heads. I think in the original Nutcracker story is that the Mouse King has like 7 or 3 heads, if I got it correctly. It was like a lot more than 1 head. Oh yeah, there's the Mouse King, who will soon be king. Well, I'm surprised how much of an appetite they can eat. I mean, they probably eat more than goats. How did it go? Comes to Egyptian palace of Pharaoh Ramesses to take away his throne. Which he's not allowed to do that. He's not going to. Okay, this is when he did that sneak peek, which is kind of entertainment. Ramesses points a sword at her. She's not amused. And... like, what the? And... okay, they probably bite his head. I mean, the Mouse Queen probably bitten his hand off. And leaves them... he's gonna leave her with Hotep and Hoy. Uh-oh. Yeesh, make him blind. I think I'm going to stop right here. So see you guys in the next part of this commentary.